Hey, and welcome to another Chicago Beer Pass beer review. Nick recently went up to Crystal Lake, took the journey all the way out there, and came back with some Kolsch.
Yeah,
And
man.
he came back with some stout too, but this is last year's stout. So
Yeah.
I wonder if we should have this and this year's together, back to back.
Back to back, like to cover a lethal weapon.
But we were just drinking Benthic. We need to slow our roll. So we're going to drink this Kolsch.
Yeah, man. Too Much Cologne is a collaboration with that spot in Elgin.
Oh, okay. Not a cologne.
No, not a cologne. It's a German Kolsch, which I want to say Summertime from Goose was a Kolsch at one point.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. This is Plank Road, not Old Plank Road, because that's what I called it all night. Plank Road, the tap room in Elgin. Let's collab with them.
German Kolsch style. All right, I don't know why it's that, but I see this. I'm going to think it's an Oktoberfest
Because of that little hat.
because of the stupid German hat.
Yeah.
I don't know, and the colors. I get that it's a German Kolsch, but yeah, I'm gonna think that's Oktoberfest until someone reminds me. So I would not pick this up in the middle of like the summer, right?
Yeah.
That's my only complaint so far. I haven't had the beer. It looks delicious. It's super clear. And you were digging this when you were up there.
Yeah, it came in the nifty little, the style of glass escapes me.
The little skinny
Yeah,
one?
straight up and down, no shape.
Like the Pilsner ones.
Yeah, it's like a Pilsner glass. And
Or the Kolsch glass.
Kolsch
The
glass.
Kolsch glasses are shorter.
Yeah,
Like the Dovetail ones are like 3 ounces.
yeah.
Uh,
Kolsch is a lager, a little grainy,
Yeah.
very low, moderate to low hop presence on these things, which is kind of the point.
But then what's a German Kolsch versus a traditional Kolsch?
Maybe it's a Kolsch in the sense that, it's not brewed in certain regions of Germany, so you can't call it a Kolsch, right?
But this says there's a long way to go to get a traditional Kolsch beer, so we partnered with the good folks to make a German Kolsch style.
Either that or there's different countries making Kolsches.
It tastes delicious. Like it tastes what I would expect. The Dovetail Kolsch is a little, I want to say, less malty and a little sweeter, like easier drinking. This one has more of a little more body to it.
Yeah. It's that dance, man, of like old world hops with a little breadiness, and it's just so easy and enjoyable. And this one and the one Ella from Old Irving, I'm really digging.
Okay.
And then I've had the Golden Lager even from these guys, and it's just like, for lack of a better term, just like bolder flavors,
Yeah.
right? Like more pronounced everything, bread and not really booze, but like bread and like aftertaste, like a lingering effect. Like this is just easy in every way.
Yeah, I feel like I often find myself getting a Pilsner over a Kolsch. They're, often maybe a little more bite with the hops
Yeah.
to them. So that's kind of like my go-to. I always enjoy a Kolsch when I have it, but if I see them, I'm like, oh, Pilsner. Maybe I'm just more familiar with it.
We frankly don't see a lot of Kolsch's locally, right?
No, and there's not a lot of takes on it. Like the Pilsner range is like, you got super hoppy Pilsners.
Like the half acre one.
The
Pony.
pony, yeah, or even does Firestone or no? Pivo.
Pivo pills.
Pivo
That's
pills.
even the boys down in Wise Acre, they have a tiny bomb,
Yeah.
and
That's pretty hoppy.
Yeah,
pills.
it almost feels like a small IPA. but
So
it's
there's
not.
like American Pilsners
Yeah.
that and the Kolsch is just like, it has to be traditional German style Kolsch. Like people don't want different.
Yeah. You get it because of the low hops,
Yeah.
and it's right on time. You know what I didn't know about Crystal Lake was that Ryan Clooney, the brewmaster. Oh, he started. He was one of the original brewers at Emmett's.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we always talk about like the oldest breweries in the region. We do it because so many breweries in Chicago proper are turning 10, if they're not already, like Argus and Metro and Half Acre and Rev and Haymarket next year. Oh, but the oldest breweries in the region are all suburban breweries. Your Wild Onions, your Three Floyds, your Emmett's. Yeah.
Two Brothers 10?
Dos Bros is 20.
Yeah, 20, yeah.
Yeah, like these are all the oldest crews in town. Yeah, so he spent some time at Emmett's when they first started out. Because when you think about Crystal Lake, I always describe them, and I told him this. I was like, they remind me of the Beguile of the North, where everything's easy, approachable, delicious, and then they know their way around a barrel, right? Okay. And everything you have is it kind of wins. Everything works that you drink from them, and that's why I like Beguile.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm like, is this your first project? And he's like, well, there's two partners. One of them's like, this is my first brewery project, but our guy's been brewing for a while.
Okay.
So you get to see that connection to
the history of that.
The history of suburban brewing through Crystal Lake, which is cool. And then it expands the map, Brad, because Crystal Lake is, it's up there.
Crystal Lake, over the last weekend, I was like, okay, maybe I'll make it somewhere else. And I forget what I put in. It was something in like the Highland Park area. And then I was like, oh, and I like zoomed out. Like, oh, Crystal Lake's still another half hour from that. I don't remember where I was looking up. It might have been Pollyanna, like maybe Lamont or something like that. I was like, oh, Crystal Lake's still another jaunt.
Another jaunt. Yeah, and then there was another point I was going to make about Crystal Lake. Oh, when you go to the tap room, it's like downtown right by the train, but all a lot of the tables are like decommissioned bowling alleys.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's from a couple of alleys that they bought. And they're just doing good stuff. They're cranking out good stuff. Like the 13th brewery by volume in the state, they were saying.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. I have enjoyed every single beer I've had from them. Like, I remember when we first had them on the podcast, I was like, these guys seem like a front for some big brewery because they looked too good.
Yeah.
And we've come to find out just that they're not, and they're still just very good. Yeah. Making great beer. This is no exception. This is good.
Yeah. We can go out there and get all those crazy new styles, crazy new kid styles, crazy American interpretations on classics. But they call them classics for a reason, because you always come back to them. I'm just glad that we got this to sip on, man.
It
brings us full circle.
It was actually Roaring Table that I was, because they're in Lake Zurich, which is towards Crystal Lake.
It's up that way.
Still not as far.
Yeah.
Far, but not as far.
I think I got on. I was with Hardcore Craft Beer for Chris Jacobson, and we went on a crazy weekday route where it was Scorched Earth and Algonquin, Roaring Table, Crystal Lake, Duke's, which is right by Crystal Lake, and then like some other random bar because I missed my train. But I mean, they get after it up there.
Did he come out when you were up there?
No, I missed him. So I'm gonna have to go back and check him out.
Okay. All right. All right. So if you see Crystal Lake, definitely pick up some of their other beers. But then the Boathouse series, it's out now.
Yeah, Boathouse series just came out. They just took a silver medal at FOBAB. And sneaky good. One of the better.
Maybe this one, right?
It might even be that one right there. One of the more underrated barrel programs in all the state. For sure.
Cool. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.